Yeah. So hello everybody, and welcome to this winter solstice um time. So that's why that's why you see in this thumbnail already changed, and I've already changed into something very interesting. It's not necessarily not um Christmas music, but well, I hope you like it. This is like some kind of ages ago. I hope you enjoy this. So let's go. Not going to be that long. The launch is going to be around 6 minutes from now. So let's go, everybody. Okay, so sorry. Oh my goodness, I forgot. I should open the mic in the OBS. Okay, that's okay. So okay, sorry, that's a little bit fudge my side, but it's fine. So hello everybody, this is Dennis Suguwa, and good morning everyone. Good morning everyone, and also good day wherever you are, or even good night if you're on the night side. And at least this is morning here in Sarawak, and right now even morning in Japan, but they are just like 1 hour ahead of us. So here right now it's around 9:41:38. 9:41:41 a.m. In Japan it will be around 10:41. 10:41, something like that. I mean, that's why I said it's 1 hour early, 1 hour ahead of us. So yeah, so good morning everybody, and welcome to this solstice period where finally we are officially in the winter season. That's why I've already changed my thumbnail into precisely that one here, even though I didn't change the background, because again, as always, we are still flying ahead. We are going to fly ahead to the space and beyond. So that's why I didn't change this my part here in this thumbnail there. That one still remain unchanged, and still can be considered as the evergreen one. So for today, we are going to watch the launch of the JAXA's H3-22S rocket. That one indicates two core stage LE9 rocket engines with two solid rocket boosters and short firing version around, if I remember, around 5. Say, if I remember, it's around 5. No, it's around, the height is 5.4, so it should be around 3.6 meters. Okay, where we are going. This is a flight number 8, where we are going to watch the launch of the Michibiki-5, aka the QZS-5. QZS really stands for Quasi-Zenith Satellite. Or if you want to go with the longer name, you can go with the acronym QZSS, which stands for Quasi-Zenith Satellite System. So we are going to watch that one. That one is actually more like a complement for Japan, complement for the US GPS, and also any other related system. It could be something such as not GLONASS. So let me go with something with much relevant. It's more like complement for US's GPS, global positioning system, and also the European Union's Galileo, navigation system. So it's something like that in what we are going to say here. And Yeah, I don't think we should go for too long, and there's not much else I want to say, so let's go in the view. Okay, it's right now at T minus 7 minutes and 17 seconds from now. So let's go to the view itself. Yeah, so here is the launches. Okay. Okay, and there's literally nothing else you want to hear that much. it's pretty empty here. Don't worry. It's like more like static noise there. Oh,
車上系準備完了。
okay.
Launch system is go.
Okay, you want to know something few seconds ago before I actually open up this desktop audio here is that there's something like more like the telephone system sound. Basically, it's just ringing and beeping. Yeah, so that's why I'm a little bit surprised. It something sounds like yeah, something like that. Yeah, I know that's a very very poorly reconstructed sound, but but I'm not going to risk. I don't want to risk my sound to be way worse than than what I can go. So T minus 6 minutes to
打ち上
go.
げ6分前です。
So this is the live view from the Tanegashima
気温
Space Center,
摂氏17度。
which you need to know Tanegashima is actually located in the southern tip of Japan. That's also an island. That's why it's called as
Six minutes to
Tanegashima.
launch.
Okay, if you try to
As a launch site is
translate it, obviously it's going to be called as Tanega Island. Okay, so you need to know Shima is island. So that's why it's called as Tanegashima. Okay, and when you try to mention it, it's like very very weird when sometimes people when people is trying to say Tanegashima Island, it's like this is a two same thing. You are trying to mention Tanega Island. So it's very weird. So that's that. And for existing and new viewers, hello and welcome. This is the launch, the live of the H3-22S rocket. This one is the live view from the Tanegashima Space Center. This one is the specifically known as the Yoshinobu. Yeah, this is specifically called as the Yoshinobu Launch Complex. This one specifically on the LA-Y2 launch pad instead of Y1, which currently undergoing the upgrade after the last launch back around the for the final H2 family rocket as a whole, H2A rocket, rockets that carries the Gosset GW. Okay, so you see on the right side there, even though in on the other view it will be on the left side, that one is still undergoing upgrade, so of course.
Automatic countdown sequence.
And you want to know something? Sorry, a little bit interruption here. It's pretty funny. They try to make this view like this is an NVS stream here. You know, NVS actually stands for Neko Video Solution. That one is an amateur. Yeah, that one is amateur or amateur science enthusiast live stream channel, something like that. How do I even try and pronounce it? And apparently that NVS group actually pretty much exists. Oh, this one, it's a little bit wider shot view here. You can see. Oh my goodness, this view actually really brings me to the time where they try this around, if I remember, around 10 plus years ago with their H2A 2024, something like that. It really brings me to that kind of view. Oh, it looks like pretty good there. And yeah, I need to tell you that this QZS satellite, as usual, nowadays they have already figured out, just like almost every rest of the entire world, they actually already figured out how to make the satellite now works without any of this rubidium clock, whatever atomic clock, right? They don't have to use this anymore. They already have their own uh sort of like a proprietary, proprietary atomless clock system to do it. But however, some of the technique that I know, okay, T minus 2 minutes, okay, from what I know is that it has some kind of something to do with the light interaction, something like fiber, optical fiber, whatever is it. But the point is that they will use it. So, and also they will sort of like adjust it according to the time and space dilution in whatever is it, just to properly, to precisely uh, precisely locate where one of the object actually right now on Earth, and also they to determine the accurate time and date here in our Earth, and also for the whole universe. So that's actually pretty useful. Okay, and I think I'm not going to talk too much, because if I'm talk too much, yeah, sorry, that's a little bit hard, because if I talk too much, we are not going to finish here. Okay, T minus 1 minute, 1 minute 60 seconds before launch.
We have less than 1 minute to launch.
Okay, by now it should have already gone into the automatic sequence countdown, T minus 50 seconds, and all of this very good. And hopefully we don't have any of the ground equipment problem. Especially I heard that the water cooling system, deflection system has a problem. Hopefully this not this time.
散水開始
The water garden
Alright,
system
T minus
is
30
ready
seconds.
for launch pad.
Okay, as for the water garden sound suppression system is already on and getting ready at T minus 20 seconds. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13. Flight mode is on. T minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, all 2 LE9 engine has already ignited, and SRB-3 has already ignited all of these two SRBs and lift off from the Tanegashima Space Center from the Yoshinobu Launch Complex LAY2, lifted off of the H3-22S rocket carrying the QZS-5, the Michibiki-5, into the cloud and into this sky and into this space and beyond. And we have liftoff. And here we go with the classical jet rocket engine sound there. And by now Mach 0.5, and all of the LE9 rocket engine should have already throttled down to 60% as it getting ready for the breaking the sound barrier in the Mach 1. By now should have already been Mach 1, getting ready for the max Q. Okay, not really 100% sure, but right now should have been max Q.
打ち上げ後1分が経過しました
Okay, should have been max Q.
It's 1 minute into the flight.
Alright, max Q, maximum aerodynamic pressure, fully exerted on the launch vehicle, according to the launch vehicle's velocities, aka we like to call this as speed, and also the thick atmosphere. At some point when these two converges together, it's going to create a max peak point, very max point pain against of the rocket's launch structure, but fortunately it's successful, and now all of the two LE9 rockets engine has already been throttled up back to 100%, and looks like should be SRB-3 burnout. Okay, by now should have already burned out and getting ready for the SRB-3, all of the two pairs. Okay, and we can see on the view right now it has already been separated. Okay, SRB-3 side boosters has already separated, confirmed, and the next key milestone will be the payload frame separation. Okay, and right now the velocity is 5,200 kilometers per hour and counting, and altitude is 61 kilometers and counting up. Okay, and getting ready soon for the payload fairing separation, which should happen above the Kármán line. Kármán line actually defines around the 100 kilometers in space. While if we are talking about US defined space boundary, it should be around 80 kilometers.
第1段エンジンの燃焼
Okay,
は
for
完了
US space
制御系
defined
統計路も正常です
altitude already
ロケットは
already
順調に
reached in
飛行を
space,
続
but
けています
not yet in space for internationally
Span of the
defined
first
one
stage engines,
for the 100 kilometers.
engines, attitude control, and trajectory are all nominal.
Okay, 90
H3
kilometers
flight is well
altitude.
on course.
Velocities is 7,700 kilometers per hour and counting up. And getting ready for the payload frame
ロケッ
separation.
トは順調に飛行を続けており
Okay, already
現在の
crossed the
高度は
Kármán line,
約
the 100
90
kilometers
キロメートル
space
秒
boundary.
速約2キロ
Right
メート
now,
ルです
the launch vehicle and the payload has already fully been in space right now.
H3 flight is on course.
111
Current
kilometers
altitude is about 19 kilometers.
altitude
Velocity is
and
about 2 kilometers per second.
9,600 kilometers per hour and counting of the velocities. And getting ready for the payload frame separation. Alright, so we have confirmation
衛星フェ
that
アリ
the
ング分
payload
離
fairings has already separated.
Payload fairing separation confirmed.
Alright, so here you can go and you can see it's not exactly the most exciting view of the graph. Yeah. But if you're a space nerd like us,
打
maybe
ち
you
上
will
げ後
enjoy this
4分
view.
が経過しました
So yeah,
4
this is
minutes
good one.
into the flight.
Okay, already 4 minutes and 20 seconds into the flight. Altitude is 158 kilometers and counting. And velocity is 14,500
ロ
kilometers
ケ
per
ットは
hour
順
and
調に飛
counting.
行を続けており現在の高度は約
Eh,
160
Okay,
キロメー
and
ト
the
ル
next key
秒速
milestone would be
約
first will be the
4
first stage
キロメートルです
engine cutoff, the MECO, and after
H3
that
flight
will
is
be
on
the
course.
interstage
Current
separation
altitude
between the
is
first
about
stage and second stage,
160
and later on
kilometers.
will also
Velocity
be
is
followed
about
by the
4 kilometers per
second
second.
engine startup, which stands for SES. There, we are going to see that soon. Getting ready for the MECO. Okay, now 5 minutes into the flight. And MECO, we have main engine
第
cutoff.
1段エンジン燃焼停止
Main engines cut off.
Okay, and we have interstage separation and preparation
第
for
1段第
the
2段分離
SES for the second engine
The first
startup.
stage separation confirmed.
Alright, so we have confirmation of the SES
第
second
2段エ
engine
ン
start
ジン第1回燃焼開始
or startup, whatever you want to call
The
it.
second stage engine ignition has happened and starts its first burn.
Okay, and it's already start. This one, this time it's going to be the
今ご覧いただいているこの
LE7.
画面の見方につ
This
いて教
time
えて
it's
くださ
it's
い。
going to be
はい、これ
LE7.
は現在ロケットから降りてきている情報
So
を
obviously,
ほぼリアルタイムに
That's the
CG で
flight
表現しているもの
flight
です。
is going in.
H3 ロケット用のフライトステータスインディケーター for Public と言いまして、我々 H3
Okay,
と
so
呼んでい
this time
ます。
this is
なる
the
ほど。どんな
commentary
情
in
報が見られるん
Japanese.
でしょうか。
これはロケットが
Yeah,
飛んでいる
and
方
as
向
far
や
as I
高
know,
さ
they
を線で表しています。
はい
as far as I
ロ
know,
ケットか
this
ら
is
来る
the
位置や
only
速度の
this
情
should
報を
be
読み
the
込ん
only
で
stream
リアル
I
タイムで見える
I
ように
can
してい
find
ま
so
す。
far for the
画面の左上に数字がありますね。あれは何でしょうか。
速
for
度
the
と高度です。
for this launch.
時速
so
に換算すると
so if you know
驚くほどの
Japanese,
数字になりますが、
just
平
enjoy this
成
stuff
分離
too.
までに秒速8キロ近くまで加速します。
すごいスピードですね。そして画面上部の X プラスという表示、これは
Yeah, so looks like it's
X プラスはロケッ
looking
トが
very
リフト
good.
オフしてからの経過時間を示しています。
Team plus 6 minutes and 42 seconds into the flight, and the altitude is 315 kilometers,
わかりやすいですね
and。
では引き
and the
続き
velocity is
この
almost
H3
19,000
H3
kilometers per
ロケット
hour,
8号機の飛行を
specifically
見守ってい
around
きましょ
almost 18,800, okay, 18,800 kilometers per hours.
打
And
ち上げ
all
後
of the
7分が
flight
経過しました
of the flight looks pretty
7
nominal.
minutes into the flight.
Okay, and as this launch going to be a little bit longer than usual, so obviously it could be that we might see it's already it will go into the preliminary orbit trajectory. Maybe they will consider
現
this
在の高
as
度は約
kind of success, but
350km
after that,
秒速約 5km
mostly
で
the
す
live stream will end here. Could be. Oh, sorry. So,
Current
but we are
altitude
still
is about
waiting here.
350 km. Velocity is about 5 km per second.
And yes, of course, for whole of
さ
this
て
flight,
次のイベントまで少し時間がありますね。ここで打ち上げた衛星の軌道について詳しく教えてください。
はい、今年2月に打ち上げたみちびき6号機は静止軌道で、今回打ち上げられたみちびき5号機は順天頂軌道を取りますけれども、まずロケットによってトランスファー軌道に投入されます。
はい、トランスファーというと乗り継ぎといった意味ですよね。衛星が最終的な位置に行くための中継地点みたいなものでしょうか。
はい、その通りです。
はい、
そこから衛星は自分のエンジン
yeah,
を
after
使って
quite some
所
point,
定
it's
の
going
軌道へ
it's
移動
going
して
to
い
be
きます。
the first
でここで
phase
は
of
順天頂衛
of
星
this
システ
flight,
ムで採用されている
where
静
it's
止軌道
going to
と
transfer
順
into
天
the
頂順天頂
it's
軌道に
going
ついても
into
ご
the
紹介
some
を
sort
したい
of
と思いま
the
す。
transfer
お願いします。
orbit
まず静止
before
軌道
it's
の特徴に
going
ついて
to
教えてく
the
ださい。
around
はい、
the
静止軌
8
道は、
dash
赤道
so
上
it's
空の
before it's
高
going
度
for
約
the
36000
8 figure
キロにな
line
る軌道です。
orbit.
この軌
Basically
道上の衛
around
星は
it's
地球
basically
の
a
時
sweet
点
spot
時点
between
と
the
同じ周
medium
期
Earth
で
orbit
地球を
and
回り
also
ますので、
for the
地球
Monia
上から見
orbit.
る
So
とほぼ同
that's
じ
what
場所
they are
にとど
going
ま
to
っているよう
aim
に見え
for
ます。そのため静
for
止
the
衛
first
星と呼ばれています。
first half of this
同じ場
flight.
所に
Of
とど
course,
まっ
it's
ているの
going
は
to
大事だと
target
思うんですが、赤道上
yeah
空となると日本からは高度がちょっと低そうですよね。静止軌道と導き
Okay,
5
as you
号
can
機
see
の
on
順
the
天頂
graph
軌道は
on
どう
the
違うんでしょうか。
on the
はい、
animation
静
on
止軌
the
道を少し
bottom left
傾
side,
けま
you
す
can see
と、
how it
北
first
半
will
球
go.
日本の天頂付近に滞
First,
在す
it's
る時間
going
がで
to
きて
be
います。
around
ただしそ
equator
れだけで
area
は衛
before
星が
finally they
北
will
半
go
球
for
にい
the
る時間と南
uh,
半球にいる
before
時間
finally they
が
will
同
correct
じ
the
です。
orbit into the
それだけでも結構すごいんですけども、
into the
さら
mid
に、
inclination orbit.
軌道
Uh,
を楕円にす
and
る
then
こと
after
によっ
that,
て
after the
北半球で
circularization,
高度が高くな
then
るようにす
also
る
they
と
will go for
北半
the
球の、上
elliptical
空
orbit
に、
to
滞在できる
properly
軌道が
align
完成
it
します。
according to
でこれが
what
順
they are
天
going
頂
to
軌道
do
になり
there.
ます。
So it's
で
basically
地球
like
に衛星の
the most middle ground in
軌跡を
between
投影す
you
る
go
と
to the
8の字、これが
geostationary
描
Earth
い
orbit
て
and
絵に
also
見え
for
るのが
the
一番の特徴ですね。
for the whole epic
静止
region
軌道
there,
と違って日本
the
の真上
Asia
天
Pacific,
頂にいる軌道、そして
yeah,
ずっ
the
とではな
around
い
the
ので
Asia
順
Pacific
天
Pacific
頂なんで
region
す
there.
ね。
はい、
So
日
that's
本
why
の上空が低いことでユ
that's
ー
why
ザ
it's
ーが
very
捕まえや
important
すく
to
な
at the
り、
same
測
time.
位精度が高くなる効果があります。
はい、ありがとうございました。
打ち上げ
Alright.
後10分が経過しました。
10 minutes into the flight.
All right, 10 minutes into the flight. Yeah, after that, after that, another second attempt. After that, they will raise the satellites
現在の高度は
apogee
約
orbit while
440km
slightly
秒
decreasing
速
the
約
uh,
6km
oh
です。
yeah, you can hear the sound.
Currently, altitude is about 440 km. Velocity is about 6 km per second.
Yeah, so that's what you can hear from the background, the
ここ
telephone
で
sound.
先ほどの打ち上げを振り
I
返って
mean
みた
that's
いと
pretty
思います
interesting. Okay, so this one is the launch replay.
17、16、15
Okay, I don't think I should put anymore. Fortunately, it's already put in the replay, so it's
加
okay.
工品トーチ点火。
7、
全システム発射準備
Okay,
完
so
了。
this is the launch of it. You can see the torch igniter on, and then all of the LE9 two core rocket engines already up, and then after that, it's the SRB3 ignition. Yeah, even to the point that the camera is literally just shaking around. And this is that view, pretty beautiful. Few tens of minutes ago, it's a really beautiful view there.
10時51分30秒
So you can see.
羽田島宇宙センターから打ち上げられました。
All right, so you can see
We have
there.
a successful liftoff of H3 launch vehicle flight number 8 with onboard QZS-5 from JAXA Tanegashima Space Center at 10:51 a.m. and 30 seconds on December 22nd, 2025.
And as it is ascending, as you can see, it's all the rocket engines has already been throttled down on the core stage, already throttled down to 60% before it's going to up back again, because of course you need to know it's a pretty it's a pretty stressing flight. Even the SRB just continuously igniting to the point of something in somewhere like that. And soon we are going to see the second engine cut off number 1, Seco 1. We are going to see that soon, where it's going to go a little bit of a little ballistic course phase flight, which all of the rocket engines will not ignite to optimize the trajectory, orbit, and what's on before finally they will ignite one more time. Okay. Okay, the Seco one still not yet initiated. So looks like from what I can tell, yeah, because by now, if you even see on the velocities, it should have already been. Okay. So we have a slight delay
第2段エンジン第
of
1
the
回
Seco
燃焼
one.
停止
The second stage engine cut off the first burn.
Okay. Okay, but I hope this is good.
ロケットはこのまま完成飛行を続けます
The second stage of H3 is in coast phase.
Okay, right now it's in the ballistic course phase, where after the Seco 1, the second engine cut off number 1, usually the rocket engines will not ignite and it will just strolling through around the Earth for quite some times before finally the SES number 2 will ignite and finally circularize it to the orbit before that one is also will be the real preliminary orbit, and then after that after the ignition of the it will be followed by the Seco 2, the second gen cut off number 2, which also in this flight afterward it will also attempt to change the orbit inclination, I believe on the Seco on the SES3, the second engine start number 3, and also after that it will be followed by the Seco 3, the second engine cut off number 3, and then should be the last one. I'm not 100% sure for this last one whether or not the satellite will use its own propeller on board or using the rocket engines itself. But for sure, we are going to see that soon.
15 minutes into the flight.
Which will raise the apogee to should be around 27,000 plus kilometers of altitude. Almost similar to how the Galileo how the recent launches of the Galileo also works on board the Ariane 6. It should be working similar to that. After that, it will be the Seco 4, or could be the thruster engine cut off inside the satellites. And then after that, it will be put into the operational flight check test before finally commissioning it for real for the flight. So that's how it's going to work there. And yeah, for all new and existing viewers, hello and welcome. Thank you so much for sticking around to my stream where we are still going for this flight. And yeah, obviously I don't think we have much else to commentate here. Maybe I can try bring up some of the graph, I guess. I can certainly try. This one is going to be a little bit of preview. So you can view here. Should be something like this. Yeah. Let me see. Wait and give me a little bit of moment there. Okay. Should be all right. So I'm going to open here. Yeah. So this is the view. Okay. Yeah, so this is the view. I've already put it in picture mode, so you guys can still see this. Okay, so this is the English version of this press kit, Michibiki in general. This one using the old logo, but all of the content is still relevant inside it. Okay, maybe I try to open the music. Okay, so here we go. This is how it looks like here. Okay, first Quasi-Zenith Satellite System, Michibiki. And it literally just says, precisely know your location anywhere, anytime. So here we go. And this is what they aim. They back then they aim for to deploy 3 satellites on orbit. So at least it will have one flying near the zenith over Japan back then. But nowadays the Quasi-Zenith Satellite System role has already pretty much expanded. This one, if I remember, is the second generation of the satellite. So that's why you see the new spanky hanky logo there. So that's why. And yeah, this is to provide accurate satellite positioning service systems there. 100% of Japan, even in urban canyons and also mountainous areas.
さて、また次のイベントまで少し時間がありますので、人工衛星にまつわるお話を伺ってまいりましょう。人工衛星はロケットでの打ち上げの後、自分のエンジンを使って、
Okay. So I've already closed that a little bit because it can be a little bit of whatever is it. So you can see this is the background of the QZSS development back then, positioning system in other countries. You can see there how it works. Yeah, for the GPS, it's still under operation. Of course, you will need to know global positioning system with the Navstar GPS system. You can see the logo. It's pretty interesting there. And I'm sorry if I'm a little bit of chuckle. It's like, you want to know something? The Navstar. If I remember, the first launch is actually under the Delta II rockets, which was launched back in February 1988 or 89. Yeah, in 89. That one where Delta II is basically pretty much hastily made up around 2 years after the announcement of the Delta II programs, and also as the result of the Challenger disaster of the space shuttle program. So that's why, and that's a little bit of interesting background. If you want to know, you can actually look at it. Pretty interesting. I actually guarantee it's pretty interesting. So yeah, the system structure, how it looks like back then, it's around 6 orbit planes by 4 satellites on each plane, which brings it in total 24 satellites. It says there as of July 2010. You can see it's pretty old document. 30 satellites are under operation. I mean, it's already more. So if I remember, it should be around almost double the amount. And for the Europe, Galileo, it says under testing, but however, it's already under operation right now. So the system structure, it says here, 3 orbit planes with the 10 satellites on each plane. Right now, it's around 2nd generation, if I remember correctly. No. Almost on the 2nd generation, actually. Almost 2nd generation. Which brings it into 30 satellites. Okay. The first test satellite launched in December 2005, and the second one April 2008. And it says the whole system will be completed sometime between 2016 and 2019. I mean, it's already complete by now. So, also for the GLONASS under operation, Global Navigation Satellite System. You can see the logo here. Okay, the system structure, how it works is the 3 orbit planes by 8 satellites on each plane, which brings it on totals of 24 satellites. And it says here, as of July 2010, 20 satellites are under operation, even though there's lots of it right now already in operation. So obviously it's not going to be 21 satellites. It should be around double by now. And also the same can be said with the China, initial name is actually Compass Navigation Satellite System. It says partially under operation, but nowadays it's now being called as the Beidou satellite system there. Okay, The system structure, how it works is it has 5 geostationary satellites and 30 mid to high altitude satellites, which since the launch of the first satellite in October 2000, 4 test satellites have been launched, which the 4 second generation satellites have also been launched since April 2007, it says here. And the whole system will be constructed by 2020. By now, it's already fully constructed, so yeah. And for the India, they also have their own as well. The IR and SS under development, it says back then, but now it's already fully operational, which actually calls as the Indian Regional Navigation Satellite System, which the system structure, it says here, 3 geostationary satellites and 4 geosynchronous orbit satellites, even though there's already more by now. The first satellite, it says to be scheduled to be launched in 2011, and the whole system will be structured by 2014. I mean, it's already operational by now, so it's no longer too important. And yeah, and also what the challenges of the position system back then is the impact of obstacles. I mean, it's still true till this day, even if you try to open up, I don't know, cellular communication network and what's on, it's still pretty challenging. It says that Japan's terrain is mountainous and cities are crowded with high rises. I mean, for us here in Sarawak, it's also pretty much mountainous, rugged, and what's on. Cities for now not entirely super duper crowded with high rises. I can say it's not really super high rises here. But the challenges for Japan and also for us here in Sarawak, it's pretty much similar here. So that's a pretty interesting parallel if you like to know. Yeah. And also could be our motivation if we try to go to space someday. I mean, it will happen at some point with proposed rockets and what's on Air Launch 1, but yeah, that one will be reserved for the future. But for now, let's go back to the stream. Let's go back to the screen. Yeah, so here we go. So I've already opened this up here. Okay, getting ready for the second gen start number 2. Okay, should we go? Any seconds from now. Whoa. Is it okay?
第2段エンジン第2回燃焼開始。
The second stage engine started to perform the second burn.
Oh. But seriously, that's not good. It's just only 1 second of burn. Is it fine? Is it good? What happened?
第2段エンジン第2回燃焼停止。
The second stage engine cut off.
Okay, but seriously, is this good? I hope this is good. Because how do I say, I did not expect the gap is getting pretty high there. I'm actually a little bit I didn't think this is an expected result here, because you want to know why. The second engine start, the SES SES2 second engine start number 2, and also the second gen cut off the SECO2, the gap is actually pretty small, 1 second's burn. I mean, like, is this good? I'm actually a little bit afraid they're off the orbit by a few margin, because this doesn't looks good here. Looks like they're off by quite few. But I hope whatever happens, I just hope they can actually raise the orbit manually here, because this is not good. You can see the orbit is it slowly goes down right now. Oh no, this is not good. This doesn't looks good right now. Looks like, yeah, looks like even if you see on the second engine start number number one and also Seco 1, okay, you can see it starts pretty late. This is not normal. Oh no, this doesn't look like normal here. Yeah, you can see the orbit didn't raise itself as planned. Oh no. So any word for that? Oh no.
車上技術開発ユニット長より打ち上げ作業関係者に連絡します。現在、第2段エンジンが早期に燃焼停止したことが確認されました。現在、状況を確認中です。繰り返します。車上技術開発ユニット長より打ち上げ作業関係者に連絡します。現在、第2段エンジンが早期に燃焼停止したことを確認しました。現在、状況を確認中です。
Oh no. Looks like we have anomaly in the flight. Yeah, looks like we have anomaly on the second engine start number 2 and which follows by the Seco 2 second engine cut off number 2 in quick succession around 1 second gap. This is abnormal.
This is the announcement from our manager to all operators and staff. The second stage engine early cutoff has been confirmed. We are now confirming the situation. Just
Yeah.
to repeat, this is an announcement from our manager
So
to all
looks like we have
operators and staff.
anomaly.
The second stage engine early cutoff has been confirmed. We are now confirming the situation.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh my goodness.
ただいま放送が入り
This is
まし
not a
た。
good
第2段エンジン
good way to
が早期
actually
に燃焼を
engine.
停止したことが確認されたとのことです。現在状況を確認しております。しばらくお待ちください。繰り返しご案内いたします。第2段エンジンが早期に燃焼を停止したことが確認されたとのことです。
Oh,
現在状況を確認しております。しばらくお待ちください。
this is not good. Not a good end for 2025 for JAXA. Oh no. This is not it. This is not how it actually looks like. Oh no. I didn't expect it. Oh my goodness. I mean, sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry, but that's actually what I think of. Oh my goodness. This is unexpected, you know. But even then, I sort of detect the anomaly when on around the second gen start number 1 and also these around that period of point, you know. I actually saw that I'm just like, wow, they should have already started by now. Why the engines actually start pretty late? That doesn't make any sense. But yeah, oh my goodness. I don't know what to say. I don't even want to open up music here. That's a bit
現
disrespectful
在
right
状
now.
況を確認しております。しばらくお待ちください。繰り返しご案内いたします。現在状況を確認しております。しばらくお待ちください。
Yeah. So right now they are currently confirming the status of the launch vehicle itself, where it tells us to wait for a while, but you know what does it means if you actually even read from the telemetry, from the chart. It's not good. It's seriously not good. It's a straight up anomaly. Yeah, if I have to use the Delta mission control Delta mission control wording back around the GPS IR
車上技術開発ユニット長より打ち上げ作
IIR
業関係者に連絡し
1
ます。
launches, I can
状
say
況
we
確
have
認に時間を
anomaly.
要しています。
Yeah,
状況については分かり次第打ち上げ関係者
yeah,
に
we
別
have
途
had
連絡いたします。
anomaly. That's all I can say.
これをもちまして本日の H3 ロケット8号機の打ち上げ実況放送を終了します。繰り返します。車上技術開発ユニット長より打ち上げ作業関係者に連絡します。 状況確認に時間を要しています。状況については分かり次第、打ち上げ関係者に別途連絡いたします。これをもちまして本日の H3 ロケット8号機の打ち上げ実況放送を終了します。
This is an announcement from our manager to all operators and staff. The status of the H3 launch vehicle number 8 will be announced to all launch operators as soon as it will be confirmed. With this, we will end this launch status report. Just to repeat, this is an announcement from our manager to all operators and staff. The status of the H3 launch vehicle number 8 will be announced to all launch operators as soon as it will be confirmed. With this, we will end today's launch status report.
Okay, looks like they are going to end the live coverage, which means, yeah, if they are not managing to be to able to recover the launch vehicle itself,
これに
which
て準天頂衛星システム導き5号機 H3 ロケット8号機打ち上げライブ中継を終了します。詳しい情報は JAXA ウェブサイトでお伝えします。本日はライブ中継をご覧いただきありがとうございました。
yeah, so
繰り
it
返
says
しご案
there.
内します。
So it says there.
これにて準天頂衛星システム導き5号機 H3 ロケット8号機打ち上げライブ中継を終了します。詳しい情報は JAXA ウェブサイトでお伝えします。本日はライブ中継をご覧いただきありがとうございました。
Okay, so it repeats again, but the announcement says that thank you for watching the live broadcast today. We will end today's live broadcast, and the detail will come out on JAXA website, on JAXA's official website, and on their social media. So yeah, this is not a good start, you know. I mean it's not a good start. It's more like not a good way to end the 2025. So unfortunately, JAXA had a pretty bad ending so far. But there's a little bit of savior. If for whatever reason, even though it didn't fully attain the velocities, didn't fully attain the orbital velocities, if for whatever reason they can tweak the launch vehicle, the second stage engine to actually ignite before it even properly re-enters, it could be a bit of saving grace. But otherwise, if it doesn't, and they cannot command it on time, or maybe even if the rocket engines itself already botched beyond any usability, it's basically game over for this QZS-5, you know, the Michibiki-5. So unfortunately, looks like because of this failure, even though if theoretically they could insert it into the preliminary orbit, which given the velocities around 27,000 kilometers per hour, so I can say the chance of even putting it up to a preliminary orbit, even if it's not really correct, the chance is pretty small, very small. It's because the velocities it's off by around 2,000 or 1,500 plus kilometers per hour. You know, it's off around that kind of stuff. So unless they can do something where they can ignite the rocket engines back to modify the orbit parameter, there's not much else can be done. It could the satellites, the launch vehicle itself, it might destructively re-enters back into Earth's atmosphere and prematurely end the mission before it even goes operational. So, and also, let's say even if theoretically they can do this on the correct preliminary orbit, or even incorrect, just to salvage
先ほど
everything
放
what
送
they
があり
can
まし
do,
た通り、
uh,
第
just
2弾エンジンが早期に燃焼終了したことを確認しました。現在状況を確認中です。これにて準天頂衛星システム導き5号機 H3 ロケット8号機打ち上げライブ中継を終了します。詳しい情報は JAXA ウェブサイトでお伝えします。本日はライブ中継をご覧いただきありがとうございました。繰り返しご案内いたします。先ほど放送がありました通り、第2弾エンジンが早期に燃焼終了したことを確認しました。 現在状況を確認中です。これにて順天頂衛星システム導き5号機 H3 ロケット8号機打ち上げライブ中継を終了します。詳しい情報は JAXA ウェブサイトでお伝えします。本日はライブ中継をご覧いただきありがとうございました。
Yeah, you know, if they end like this is already not a good sign at this point. Yeah, where do I actually left off? Okay, even theoretically, even if they can put this on the preliminary orbit, even if it's not 100% correct, just to salvage the satellite itself, the problem is that you want to know something? Just like how you ground the aircraft on the ground after some air disaster, this is going to be it. The whole H3 rockets has to be grounded for quite some times, even up until around I estimate around Q1 next year. You know, which could be up until extent. If they are lucky, they might solve it before March next year. But if it's unlucky, it will be put beyond April. You know, beyond April 2026 next year. Yeah, so it's not a very good one. If they're very, very lucky, they can solve this before March 2026. But however, if it doesn't, well, not much else can be done. So yeah, I mean, like, seriously, oh my goodness, this is not a good way for JAXA to end this year. Yeah, and I can say even the Clear Usui, also an ambassador for these rocket launches. You know, basically hired by JAXA. I know she's not even happy on this result. I'm as a civilian, literally has nothing to do, no affiliation with any organization so far. Yeah, no one's literally called me. No, not even Sarawak government even called me to cover any sort of launches. I don't have anyone so far. I'm just saying I'm a individual, literally just standing on my own ground. Even I myself already clearly, if you hear my voice, clearly very disappointed. This is not the way how it should end. But I guess that's how is it. Yeah. But let's see. Maybe they have another final up to their sleeve before finally it goes out like that. So maybe I can try go with the Clear Usui. Let's see what's her reaction right now. I'm very sure she's not happy. I mean, seriously, I'm very sure she's not very happy about these launches. Yeah, she's not happy. Oh no. She's not very happy. Let's give our friend a little bit of visitation. And yes, there is QR on the payload fairing.
指令破壊するかっていうとしませんというのがまあ答えだと思います。
Yeah, so you can hear. Obviously, she's not happy.
H3 ロケットの第2弾が今まで2回点火をしたかどうかってとこなんだけど、今までは軌道からデオービット落とすための再点火を行ってたはずです。の方に少し書き込んでもいいですか？はい。2段目に何があったかっていうのは今現在分かっていない状態です。じゃあコメント欄に皆さん書いてもらってるので、それもねお話ししつつ、でお昼ですごく気になる人もいると思うので、リアの方でもねちょっと今話しすぎないっていうのは違う、寒いんだ。今泣くモードじゃない、めっちゃ詳細解析モードでリアですね今。
Yeah, so apparently she's kind of cold right now. I mean, it's kind of on the winter side, so that's why.
ちょっと待ってよ。
but pretty sure she's not very happy right now.
寒いからちょっとレッドブルでもあっとくるか。
Yeah, she's cold right now. That's why you hear it. But pretty sure she's like, she's trying
よ
to
いしょ。
keep
皆さん、改めまして今
sort
回
of like
ロケットアイドル VTuber の薄井クリアです。
she's probably trying
です
to
ね
get keep up
記者
with
フリーランスの薄井です
with it, but
今、時刻は11時34分になりました。40分ほど前、H3 ロケット
yeah, but don't worry. This is a little bit visitation, nothing else.
号機をして
Oh,
宇宙へと向かいました。これ録画しとけばよかった。もう一回行こう。
oh,
皆さんこんばんしょん。ロケットアイドル VTuber の薄井クリアです。そしてフリーランスの
yeah.
薄
So
井です。
so we are going to give our friends here a little bit of visitation before we finally getting out here.
宇宙へ打ち上げていったのはいいんですけれども、第2弾の2回目の燃焼開始。
And maybe I'll try bring up which section maybe she
秒時で、2回
maybe there's something we can learn a little bit.
本来5分ほど燃えるはずだった、ロケットの燃焼を1秒ほどで終えてしまったという状態になります。
Yeah. So
はい。で、今、日引5号機は H3 ロケットから分離せずに起動
if you know
している
Japanese,
状態と
this is
思われ
for you.
ます。現在、
I'm not going to
JAXA公
pretend
式
to know
から
everything here.
情報
So
は、まだ分かっていない、詳細確認中だということで、まだ、詳細のものは入っておりません。記者会見があるかどうかも今11時35分現在分かりません。
and from what I can tell here, this one is actually the view from her camera. This one is actually she personally been there, okay, and she took a bit of video camera picture there. That's why this one is literally her footage by now.
個人的な印象でございます。はい。今回行く軌道は準転調軌道です。はい。で、
Maybe there's something we can learn a little bit.
タイミングがちょっと違ったんじゃないかっていう話もあるので、チャンネルで今そちらの方をね確認中ですので、皆さんぜひとも、いらっしゃってください。
Yeah, maybe I can try. Maybe I can try look back. This could be give a little bit of clue what she's actually thinking about the launches. Let me see. Okay, so let's go. Yeah, so there's a little slight delay there.
The second stage engine ignition has happened and starts its first burn.
Okay, but by that point, it's actually pretty normal. Oh yeah, so I forgot to mention, but that by the time the second engine start, number one actually happens. Actually, it's actually appears to be pretty normal. But we'll see. Let's try see. Yeah, the cut off here. That's where I actually found a little bit anomaly here. You can see. Yeah, this is where I actually suspect that there's a little bit of anomaly there. I mean, technically it still can burn, but this is where I sort of sense like something is not correct here. Even though in my heart something is not correct. What's happening here? Let's try skip on the So you can see
どうですか？
this is a little bit of her picture. I believe so.
完璧。ちょっとリアと一緒に、このリアとどっちがいい？飛んでるこれ。
Let's go here because we're not going to be that long. Yeah, and obviously I'm.
来い来い来い来い来い。
Yeah, this one. You can see it's supposedly to be burned that long actually.
The second stage engine started to.
Yeah, you can see. That's why I said something's really gone wrong.
速度が上がってますね。はい、機体速度の方も上がっているのを確認していますので、無事に点火できているようです。
Yeah, you can see the Seco 2 is supposed to happen around T plus 29 minutes and 6 seconds. You know.
これがロケットの役割はあと分離のみとなりました。
Yeah, you can see something's not correct there.
JAXA 車上安全グループから連絡します。ただいまをもちまして総員退避を解除します。
Okay.
LP 周辺400メートル以内は立ち入り禁止とします。また安全確認が終了するまで大崎事務所から射程エリア方向への入場はできません。繰り返します。 JAXA 車上安全グループから連絡します。ただいまをもちまして総員退避を解除します。なお LP 周辺400メートル以内は立ち入り禁止とします。また安全確認が終了するまで大崎事務所から射程エリア方向への入場はできません。
あともうちょっとですね、29分頃に分離となるようです。
Yeah,
開始の時間帯ちょっと
you can see.
間違ってるので無視していただいて。カットオフが早い。あ、これはね、そういうもんかな。なんか画面に出てる方が1秒間になってるので間違ってないと思うんだよね。さすがに違うかもしれないから。
現在第2段エンジンが早期に燃焼停止したことが確認されました。
やっぱ
現在状況を確認中です。
ちょっと待ってね。
繰り返します。車上技術開発ユニット長より打ち上げ作業関係者に連絡します。現在第2段エンジンが早期に燃焼停止したことを確認しました。現在状況を確認中です。
ごめんなさい、エリアの方でもね、今ちょっとリアが間違ってるって言ってたんですけど、早く止まったのは間違ってないと思い込んで言ったからごめんなさい。確認中ということなので少し
Yeah, so
続報を待ちましょうかな。
I guess that's it.
表示で合ってました。29分まで燃え続けるで合ってました。私の方で何回も確認してたのに、
Yeah, so I guess
Status of the H3 launch vehicle number 8 will be announced to all launch operators as soon as it will be confirmed. With this, we will end today's launch status report.
yeah. So I guess I'm not going to be that long here. This is enough visitation to our friend. Well, yeah, that's it. Oh, so essentially she's analyzing at that time what's wrong in the flight.
もともと予定されていたタイミングと違うタイミングで止まったのが表示されています。第2段エンジンの燃焼開始がここへパッと出て、で燃焼停止がねその後出ちゃってますね。ここで見えますかね。これは実際のステータス通りであるよという表示ではなくて、
Yeah,
もともとこうだったやつ
But-
じゃなくて実際に止まっ
but I guess that's all. We are not going to stay for too long. That's it. And I can try open my music, but it's okay. Yeah, at the end of the day, things doesn't look very right, but it's fine. At least, at least everyone is still safe. You know, I'm safe, you safe, everyone is safe. So yeah, so thank you so much everybody for watching. And yeah, this is not the best way to start this solstice winter, but this winter solstice, but it's okay, we still have chance next time. Okay, where we are going to watch, the closest I can actually going to watch is the for the Spaceward mission. Okay, for the Spaceward mission, which will launch, which will be the inaugural launches of the InnoSpace 100 Nano. So we are going to watch this one too in the very early morning in my time right now. So yeah, Wednesday, unfortunately, I cannot I cannot stream that. I mean, I really want to stream, but well, what else can you do? So that's all, everybody. Thank you so much for watching, and looks like I need to analyze a little bit what's happening in the flight. So so yeah, just give me a little bit of time to process. So thank you so much for watching, everybody, and this is my closing trademark. And thank you so much for watching this live stream. I'm Dennis Suguwa, your host for today's launches, and unfortunately, it fails. It looks like it failed on the Michibiki-5, the QZS-5 mission, Quasi-Zenith Satellite mission, 5 mission. But I don't know, maybe they can recover. There could be some kinds of miracles. So that's everybody. Thank you so much for watching, and take care. Bye bye. And yeah, there's obviously nothing to watch behind the scene. We've already finished up our stuff here. So yeah, thank you so much. Bye bye.